in the bowl.
Yo, what do you know? Welcome to In the Bowl Podcast. Shout out to Hustle Five Ways for hosting us. I'm your host, Naz.
You got Tallman.
In the Bowl Podcast is sponsored by your nation, capital, very own, #1 mobile hookah company, provider, Sisha to you. Not only do they provide private or merchandise, equipment, material for private events, but they also do wholesale, retail, and provide you with that next level of experience with that hookah. What's happening? What's good? What's going on?
Man, what's going on, man? All is well, all is well. How you on your side?
I can't complain. Just I'm pulling one of your numbers, man. I'm smoking a mint bowl today. Yeah, man, it's cool, refreshing. Life is good, just taking it in,
That's what I like to hear, man. I got a little peach mint this morning. Tried to switch it up, but still got that mint in there, so I'm good, man. But before we kick things off, gotta say cheers to you, my brother.
Always, brother. Always.
Yes, sir. So what's going on, man? How's the weather in DC looking right now?
You don't know what it is, man. I got a Parker up top. I got crew socks on the bottom. I got shorts, and I'm chilling. I don't know what to do. You go outside 1 minute. You gotta have everything ready for you. You know what I'm saying? Keep the trunk loaded. It's been interesting. It's supposed to snow, but it's been nothing but some rain. Typical Atlantic. The Mid-Atlantic weather.
Oh man, yeah, I was watching the news yesterday, and I saw the downpour. I was like, man, it seemed like I haven't seen rain like that in forever, man. Because here you get that when it did rain when I first got here, it was that Miami type rain, where it rains for 5 minutes and then it's dry outside, and then an hour later it does the same thing. But man, I ain't seen rain since January.
I was gonna ask you about that too, about the weather. They got is that whole sandstorm? Is that real?
Yeah, man. Yeah. We were walking across the street the other day, and it's like you can see the sand coming from a distance, and it just smacks you right in the face, man. Just totally rude, man. No respect at all. So yeah, the sand is bad, but I mean that was just because it was a windy day. When I first got here, it was actual sandstorm where when I got home, I had to get the broom out and sweep by the front door, because sand was blowing all in here, and the balconies, looked like I just came back from the beach and just went out there and just shook everything out, man. So,
yeah, no, I remember you telling me that.
It's real, but I will say I think winter is officially done here. Temps are no longer in 75, but not even 75, 70s to 80 range. Yesterday I think it was like 90, 91. Today it's going to be 90 again. I think Friday they're talking about it being close to 99 degrees. So winter's definitely done. We moved right into summertime here.
I feel you. See, you got the peach flavor in the hookah. Got the peach shirt. I see.
Exactly.
Summerish out there. Summerish, huh?
Hey, got my shorts on, man. I am enjoying it. But what's crazy is you would think, Dubai, it's warm year round, so you can just head down to the beach, hop in the water. But it's like a weird window of when you can actually enjoy the entire beach. Because right now, even though it's 90 degrees outside, the water's still cold.
Yeah.
And then in about a month or so, it's going to be so hot outside that you really can't mess around on the beach during the day because the sand is hot. So they were like, yeah, a lot of folks go swimming and go to the beach at like midnight. I'm like, going to the beach at midnight? That's just wild. I've seen, people hit the beach early in the morning, folks are trying to get a tan or get out there before the crowd gets there and set up. I see in the afternoon, folks like, look, we're gonna spend the afternoon at the beach, but midnight is totally different to me, man.
No, I feel you. I feel you. You really drop down like that at night, huh?
Not, and that's the thing is it's still hot outside at night, during the summer here,
Yeah.
but the water is at a point where you can actually get in and enjoy it. Because since the sun is not out, the sand isn't burning your feet, man. So I don't know about you, but if you walked across hot sand before, that could be a painful experience.
Man, you be tiptoeing, man. It's just like, you remember back when you was young, walking across that hot concrete, you sitting there tiptoeing. It ain't even like, they should blow the whistle and be like, stop running, stop running. You ain't even running because you want to. You running because your feet hot,
Exactly. Every step is calculated.
Yeah, every step, even as a child, don't feel good, So you got your feet all out there on the concrete, burning up. So yeah, the sun can cook you. That sand can hurt.
Yeah, definitely. And like you said about that sun, man. I'm back on my sunblock. 'Cause that's bald guys. If you out in the sun and you get that sunburn, that is not a pretty experience, for another week or two. So I'm definitely hit up that SPF 70 and 80 and all that stuff, man, because those UV rays are just rude for no reason.
I feel you. That's why I still, no matter what, I still love the melanin in my skin, so I'm straight.
I brought back the old Lacoste bucket hat, man. I had more of that hat in 3 years.
Hey, but Buck is making a comeback. Shit, I think I got one in order now. Buck is making a comeback.
Yeah, man. You outside for a couple of hours, man. That bucket hat's a lifesaver, man.
No, I feel you. Yo, so I was talking to Sisha to you and folks over there, and they sent me this this rubber kind of gambit, right, for the bottom of my stem, right?
Okay.
Man, I don't know, man. It's a game changer, Not only does it help regulate some of that noise, some of that bubbling noise, but also controls that airflow, man. This thing's been a solid add-on for something so small. This thing's been on point.
Oh yeah, man. It's definitely a difference maker because I remember a while back. I was listening to this show and this guy was talking about it's like, yeah, I smoke hookah at night, late at night, and I'm working on different things. And he was like, yeah, I was downstairs checking my mailbox one day and my neighbor was like, hey, are you a seamstress? And the guy was like, huh? What do you mean? And she was like, I don't know, because after 11 o'clock at night, it sounds like that's when you're doing all your sewing because all I hear on the floor is so I got a little self-conscious, because I was living in a smoke-free building and had neighbors downstairs. And I was like, man, all right, I'm not trying to, tip folks off to what I'm doing in here, but that diffuser definitely made a difference where, just on the quiet aspect, it quieted things down. But you're right, the way it breaks up those bubbles instead of having like one big bubble, like hundreds of small bubbles, man. It's definitely a nice solid pull, man. Definitely.
Yeah, it helps that airflow, man. I like these things. These things, like I say, man, they're inexpensive too. They simple. They just make it a lot better. That's my thing. So those out there, you gotta hit up Sisha to you and ask them for that stem diffuser.
Definitely.
And they'll take care of you. Again, they love to brag how they ship across states, and been able to do their thing, even without the brick and mortar, just keeping people happy and keeping them satisfied. So, cheers to them and keep on doing what they're doing.
Exactly. Shout out to Shisha to you.
You know it. Good folks.
No, so what else has been going on this week?
Happy, man, taking it back, man. Like I always do, taking it back, man, and networking, talking, trying to read a little bit more, just take some time for self. You know, it even kind of goes back to that whole, you know, when they talk about that Tuesday thing. You know what I'm saying? People really on this meditating thing, man. Meditating, you know, and I try to double dabble on it, you know, have some quiet time,
Yeah,
you know, and I was just reading up on it, and it's really just, you know, meditating doesn't really have to be where you just, you know, where no one can be around you. It's really just taking time for self and taking those deep breaths and just, you know, releasing that energy thing, man. So I've been dibble dabbling in that. You know, I even find myself meditating when I'm driving. I know I still gotta focus on the road, but you know, just turning off the music sometimes and you know, getting those thoughts together. So I just been embracing that, you know.
yeah, and you know that's one of the things is you know I'm a watch guy, and you know I know we're not sponsored by Apple, but that Apple Watch was a game changer
Yeah,
because one, you know, it's like having your phone right there on your wrist, so you know you're not constantly looking down your pockets, you know, things like that. But you know, on there they do have you know the reminders of hey, take a minute and breathe, or the mindfulness app, and you're right. I mean, just those small minutes or 2 minutes or whatever, you know, I mean, it makes a world of difference. And I'm with you. You know, I mean, there have been times when you know I think that the car is one of the best places to think and to relax. You know, especially when you know where you're going. You know, like if you're coming home from work because you know you got a set route.
yeah,
You know, where you can get there. I would say blindfolded, but that sounds a little irresponsible. But you get where I'm going mentally. It's like you know where to turn. You know, so it's not like you know you're going somewhere new where you got to be looking for the exits and this and that. You know, it's like second nature. So, you know, I do understand about that zoning out while driving and, you know, getting your mind
yeah.
right. You know, that makes a lot of sense, man. But I feel you. But all is well here, man. Still on the gym kick, you know, since my sea shipment got here last week. You know, I finally got a hold of my scale. Come to find out your boy is down 13 pounds, man. You know, feeling good, feeling great.
There you go. There you
Yeah, man.
go.
Getting back down to my playing weight, my fighting weight. You know, and I'm kind of boosted about that. You know, the only thing I would say is a downfall is you know when you start you know getting in shape or losing weight, you know your clothes start fitting a little different. You know, you may throw on a polo
Yeah.
shirt that was you know it was on the verge of being like slightly too big, and then you
Mm-hmm.
drop a few pounds, and now you feel like you win a jersey or something. You know, so
No, I
so
feel you.
that's a headache.
A lot of folks sit there and say when they on that journey to lose weight, you know, they try to buy like a size lower, right? You know, because people, you know, like people always getting stuff, you know, and they were saying how they buy a size lower, or if they have smaller clothes, they keep them just so they can work to get back into them, right? It's like kind of their like milestone, like all right, shit, I can fit this sweater. You know, I used to rock back, you know, a couple years back. I can throw this back in the mix, you know. So I mean, hey, that's solid, man. That's where it's at.
Yeah, yeah, definitely. Definitely, man. This new eating regimen is straight, man. You know, fruit in the morning. You
Mm-hmm.
know, have a big lunch. You know, loaded up with protein, and you know, in the evening, you know, a small little snack instead of you know eating late. I'm like, all
Mm-hmm.
right, you know, I can dig it, and you know, still hitting that gym. You know, 3 4 days a week, so it's all good, man. Like I said, I'm back in my playing weight, man.
There you go. Well, cheers to that, man. You know.
Still not stepping foot on a basketball court though. You know, I've hung those shoes up long ago, man. After I seen so many guys go down with ACLs, MCLs, and every other CL you can come up with. You know, I'm gonna stick to the old man sports. You know, do a little bowling, golf, softball. That's it, man. No heavy lifting for the tall guy.
Ain't nothing wrong with that. I hear you. I hear you. You gotta take one step at a time, right? It ain't a race. It ain't a
Exactly.
rat race. You know what I'm saying? It ain't a sprint. It's a marathon. You know, take your time.
Nah, you know, I came out of retirement, you know, when small man was ready to go to his basketball trials because you know he thought he could take me on the basketball court. You know, so we played a game to 11, and I want to say I won like 11-6, 11-5, somewhere around there.
Mm.
You know, so I still got it. You know, The jumper was a little rusty, but that old man back him down. Worked like clockwork, man. Worked like clockwork.
That's what you gotta do with the youngins out here, man. Sometimes you still gotta show them the grown man strength. You know what I'm saying? Sometimes you gotta be like, all right, let me stop playing with you real quick. Just show them that grown man strength, as you call it, right? And as you grow, you kind of just got that mentality.
Exactly, because he's influenced by the new generation of stars, Steph Curry's, so this man is like 10 feet behind the 3-point line, chucking the ball up. I'm like, all right, you go right ahead. I'm gonna get this rebound. I'm gonna come back up top. I'm gonna clear the ball, and I'm gonna take you right back down, man. So yeah, I get it, but the boy's getting tall, man. I think he's just cleared about 6 feet, maybe close to 6'1". Turns 15 this
Okay.
month, so. Yeah, he's definitely going to be a problem. A couple AAU teams looking at him. So I'm like, all right,
Okay. That's what's up. That's
I
what's
like
up.
it, but I like it, but don't get a big head, because your pops will still take you on the court.
Hey, you got to remind them, like you said, you know what I'm saying? Get them in the womb, you know what I'm saying? Be like, I'm here. Tell them right now, set that tone.
Exactly. And speaking of NBA and basketball, it's been in the news a lot this week about the WNBA player, Brittney Griner, getting arrested in Russia, of all places right now,
Yeah,
for
man.
having vape cartridges in her bag.
Yeah, that's wild.
So what do you think about this professional athlete traveling to Russia with illegal vape cartridges in her suitcase?
I mean, it's one I feel that we need to really figure out a way to get her back, right? With everything going on, I think it's that time where we really put those resources together and get her back, right? It's like you said, it's a scary time over there right now, right? It's a fucked up time. It's a situation where it's just so it's so not even great, it's just it's so dark right now, right? It's a scary time. It's a time where you really we really don't want to be back into, right? And I was talking to someone the other day, just with the war and everything. War kind of makes the world go around, right? And it's sad that that's what this world is built on. But for Brittany, I think that unfortunately you gotta follow the laws of the land, right? And you gotta know where you're going. Do I think that they kind of they're overreaching? Yeah. A vape pen, I mean, what's the difference between bringing over just a regular tobacco vape? You know what I'm saying? Like, yeah, it got THC, but what, they took the vape out and what, they tested it? You know what I'm saying? Like, I think that's what I want to know more. Like, how they know what it was in it, or you just can't have a vape pen, period.
See, my thing is, I get why she was there, because in the off season, she plays for a team over in Russia. And from what I read is she makes 3 times her WNBA salary just playing overseas in the off season. And that's a whole nother discussion right there about the disparity of, pay for, women players versus men players, because that's a huge gap.
Yeah, huge guy.
But at the same time, it's like, I mean, you got to know moving with certain things are frowned upon. And we're not even going to get into the legality aspect of it. But everyone has traveled and known that, all right, once I get there, this is something I'm into. I find someone local who can put me on to different things versus me having to, travel with it.
Fact.
And my thing is, if you've been playing ball over there, it's not like it's your first season. If that's something that you need as part of your regimen, I'm sure that it's there. And I'm sure that, you know someone who knows someone that knows someone that can get you whatever you need.
especially at that level. You know what I'm saying? You know somebody.
Exactly. Not even take that risk, because I'm like, if me, just a normal person, can get jammed up in Mexico for having shisha in my bag,
But
you know, someone of that caliber, it's like it can go either way. It's like either you get waved right in, like, hey, welcome, or you get pulled over into secondary.
yeah,
But
yeah.
it's a risk you're taking. So I'm like, why even kind of put yourself in a situation? And then, of course, right now with everything going on, it seemed like a risky move of even flying back out there. Now, I know they're saying,
Yeah.
that this happened, sometime last month. So I don't know the exact timing of, if she got there before the war started or if she got there after. So I'm not going to, falter on that, or spend too much time picking that apart. But I mean, it goes back to, you got to know your surroundings. You
Right.
got to know your area, and you just got to be smart about things. But at the end of the day, I hope it works out for her, because, nobody needs to be detained in a foreign country. That's not a fun experience for anybody.
Yeah, that's one thing I don't ever wish for, right? And you don't wish to be detained at all. Period. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah,
Like, that's never a goal, or what I'm saying, something to try to accomplish. You know what I'm saying? And it's one of those things where it's like you said, it's just unfortunate, man. But taking that risk, the risk you run. They always talk about every action has a, you know, you can say reaction, but certain risks have certain consequences. And that's what you got to kind of think about. And it sucks, but I think they're being a little bit too much. Get her back over here in the States, make sure she's safe. Prayers for her and her family. Stuff like that.
yeah,
So hopefully, we have a decent outcome and we can get her back.
yeah, man. I hope so, because it's really interesting times over there right now, and it is the wrong time, to
Yeah,
be caught up,
in fact.
over there, because had this been like a month ago, 2 months ago, 3 months ago, I mean, things definitely could have played out differently. But because we are where we are, I have a feeling that this is going to be a lot of hoops to jump through over this incident.
Nah, man, but that's what America does. I mean, a lot of times, a lot of people sit there and say we stick our nose in certain situations, right? But again, you don't want to see people being mistreated. But at the same time, being American is a tough one, depending on where you go, and a lot of people it's rough, man. You got to think, man. Especially situation, they're gonna try to make an example out of them.
Yeah, this is true, man. And I know one of the things that seem crazy that we don't know where the ceiling's going to be at is these gas prices.
These gas prices, wow. My man showed me. I think in Cali, it's a little over $7. It's these
Yeah,
gas prices is crazy right now.
yeah,
Wow, you
because
about to you about to start having a bite, man. It's about to be a real fit summer.
exactly, because once the weather breaks, in the summertime, gas always starts to creep up. So you got that in the mix, and you got the price of oil per barrel going up. I think I saw last week it was hitting like a high of like $140 a barrel. So it's
Yeah,
about to be real interesting. I'm kind of like on the fence, because I had to extend my rental 2 more weeks. So I'm now going on to what, 10 weeks with a rental car. Longest period of my life I've ever had a rental car. I've had a rental car for a week, 2 weeks. Like, all right, cool. But I'm
yeah.
at the point in my rental car now where they're hitting me up like, look, man, if you need an oil change, just let us know. You can drop it off, we can coordinate it. I'm like, there's no reason why I should have a rental car so long I need service.
Fact. The service light came on. That's wild.
Yes, but the rental car, takes 87. So I'm like, all right, man, I can fill this thing up Well, I did fill it up for like $23. So I'm like, cool. So, next time I fill it up, it may be $30, which is nothing, compared to, the 27-gallon tank on my truck that takes 93. I'm just waiting until, I get that registered and got to fill the tank up. Because, of course, coming across the boat, they had to drain the tank out, So when I get the truck, I'm only getting the truck with maybe an eighth of a tank of gas in it. So that means, put tags on it and go straight to the gas station.
Facts. Yes. That's wild, but like I said, even 83 is getting up there. 83 is hitting above $4, $5. So it's people definitely feeling it. It's impacting everything. It's just crazy. Tickets going up, flights. It's gonna be a real couch hot summer for folks. People are going to be chilling.
I know I'm about to get fully immersed in this whole transit system out here, man. Because the metro out here is pretty sweet. One of the things I learned this week is they're trying to encourage people to take the train. So if you go to the train station, it's free parking. So I'm like, oh, well, that's what's up. Now the only downside to that is, if I take the train to work, it's like a 10-minute walk from the train station, to the office. And 90 degrees, that 10-minute walk ain't too bad in the morning. But, when it starts being, 100 and 105, 110 and 120, that 10-minute walk is not the answer.
I feel you. That 10-minute walk can get real, but there is a difference between dry heat and humidity heat. You know what I'm saying? Humid heat. So.
No, there's humidity out here. Don't get it wrong. The humidity is lower, but it's still humid out here to the point where you take that 10-minute walk out there. You get in the office and you definitely need a shower or something because you can't just sit down and start working after taking that walk. It's like going to the gym. It's like you can't just come home and be comfortable, man. You gotta hit the reset button and start all over again. So.
No, I can dig it. I can dig it. So what's up, man? What's happening? It's good.
Nah, I saw an article this week. Just going back to the Super Bowl. I guess Snoop did an interview, and he was saying that Jay-Z kind of put his foot down. Because when he made the partnership with the NFL for the Super Bowl show, to get involved. I guess the NFL was pushing back and saying, hey, we don't want people taking knees and, we don't want them wearing a certain things. And, and Jay-Z was like, hey, these people are representing for the culture. And I want them to do what it is they do. Because I remember, we were all looking at Snoop's outfit and, Snoop was getting clowned for a minute. Like, did Snoop not get the memo for what everybody else was wearing, because everybody else was kind of, the clothing, black, white, different things, everyone kind of looked uniform and Snoop, stayed true to his values and who he is.
Yeah. I preach that, man. Speak your truth, just be honest with yourself. You are who you are and accept it. But that's why I
appreciate him, going out on limits and say exactly.
Yeah.
Exactly. Because the man put his foot down was like, nah, I mean, if y'all not gonna let them do them, then our partnership is over. And I'm like, I respect that because he's getting some sort of check or something from this, but he put his values and the culture ahead of getting money. So I'm like, what?
And I respect anybody. I respect anyone who again doesn't sell their soul, right? And I respect the fact that they did it as a unity too. I mean it was.
Exactly.
I mean, it goes down in books as almost one of the greatest. It was a great halftime show. A lot of people said watched it. It was a good one. And it was worth it. It was definitely worth that time of not walking away from the TV and actually catching it. So I respect what Jay-Z did on that one. He did his thing. Again, he represented for the culture. He stayed true to himself. And the folks he had up there, icons. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Even you can't even call him new school, but Kendrick, I mean, he set the tone. I mean, he did some good stuff, man. He's representing for the younger. He did his thing. So would you consider Kendrick as new school, or who would you consider him as compared to the folks that was on stage?
Oh, definitely new school. So when you look at everyone else, you look at your 50 Cent, you look at Eminem, you look at Dre, Snoop. I mean, even Mary. I mean, each one of them has at least 20 years in the game easily.
Facts.
But I do look at Kendrick is, I guess, I would say new school, because when you look at like how the game is evolving, and you look at his stature in the game. I mean, everybody keeps talking about, hey, I mean, when is this guy gonna drop an album? Every now and then, he pops out, with a verse or something, and he's still considered, top 5 lyricists of this new generation. Because everything is looking at J. Cole, Kendrick, so he's still up there. He's still top tier.
Yeah, no, I hear you. I hear you. So what do you think? What do you think about Game talking about how he can go against Eminem?
I think that Game is very competitive. And I respect that, and I do look at when Game came out, he did put the West Coast on his back. Where he kind of picked up that mantle and said, I'm a rep for the West Coast, even though he was, linked up with G Unit, but he was still holding down for the West. But I don't think that he can go head to head with Eminem. I mean, Eminem is a different monster. I mean, Game has some witty lines. He's had some, solid albums, solid songs, solid backing, but I mean, Eminem was just crowned as the hip hop artist with the most gold and platinum singles of any hip hop artist, and I think it was like 75 or 74 million. It was 70 plus million, singles sold, and that's nothing to sneeze at, because that's a huge number.
Yeah, man.
And like I said, I mean, Game, solid artist, but on that level, I don't see it, because even looking at Eminem, when Eminem was on the song with Jay-Z, Renegade, I mean, people go back and forth to this day of saying that M really outshined Jay on his own track.
Okay. So you think when folks say that, real quick, when folks say that, do you think it's the verse or the lyrics or the flow? Combination of both.
I think it's a combination of both. I mean, because they were, both going back and forth. But even me, I have that. I have Renegade on my gym playlist.
Yeah,
and it was playing yesterday. And this month, I may tell you, look, hey, M kind of got your man on that one. And then next month, I may be like, oh, I don't know. I think Jay may have eked it out by just a little bit.
Yeah.
I mean, it's that close where, you can't have a definitive answer to say, yes, this man truly outshined him or anything like that.
Yeah, you can't say it was by a landslide. You know what I'm saying? It was fairly. That's a tough battle. Like you said, you can go whatever the way the wind blows that day. You know what I'm saying? You may think that. You don't know which way to go.
Well, I will say your man Game is a wild dude, man. I caught some of his interview on Drink Champs, and I was watching this dude take a bottle of Clase Azul, and hey, if I'm mispronouncing it, sue me. But I saw him take that bottle to the head, and drink it. I'm like, all right, that's a little wild right there. I enjoy my rum, but me taking a bottle of rum to the head, I don't know how my insides are gonna feel about that. Not saying I can't do it, not saying I will do it, but I'm just saying that's it's a bit much. It's aggressive.
Yeah. Very aggressive, very aggressive. You know what I'm saying? Like, when you start guzzling, you know what I'm saying, straight from the bottle, you try to figure out what point you're trying to get to. You know what I'm saying? Like,
Exactly.
where are you trying to get with this? What is the rhyme and reason? Now, have we all been there? I'm sure we have. But where are you trying to get to with that?
Yes, man, but I don't know. But like I said, man, I know, Game has a new album coming out soon. I know he's been
Yeah.
working out. I've heard, rumors of him, with Kanye. So I don't know if what he's saying is just a part of his marketing, to keep his name, out there and, attention to him. And oh yeah, by the way, got an album coming out, it's dropping soon. I don't know, but him going head to head with Eminem, like I said, not practical. I don't see it. I don't see it. I mean, but they had a 20 album with 20 song set. I definitely see that going 15-5 Eminem,
That's fair.
14-6.
We're talking about a blowout.
Yeah, and that's not even being conservative. That's just saying I know Game got a few, but man, Eminem is just a monster, man.
Definitely shout out to him. Definitely.
Yes.
Can I ask you a
So
question? We was talking about the other day, right? So the other day, we in the middle of Lent, right? We about to have, Easter come up. And I was talking to some folks, we do different things or whatever that may be. And I was like, yeah, I'm doing such and such for Lent, right? And they was like, is Lent still a thing? Right? And it made me sit back and think of just how wild this world is, right? In the sense
yeah,
of, people do stuff just for, I don't know, show, not really have things behind it, right? And we forget of
yeah,
why people do like real stuff, right?
yeah,
And so you got all this stuff, you got your No Shave November, you know what I'm saying? Or, you got, I guess this new thing I heard, I don't know if I'm late to it or what, but Dry January or something like that. You know what I'm saying? I assume it's only because of all the festivities from the holidays, but call it Dry January. But it threw me off when they were like, yeah, is Lent still a thing? And I was sitting there like, I don't know,
wow,
is Christianity still a thing? I'm confused. I'm confused as to is religion, whatever you sell it, whatever you do. You know what I'm saying? Like, is Christianity is whatever you do, it's for someone to say that threw me off, and I was like, yeah, it's a real thing. You know what I'm saying? Like, it's time you give up like sacrifices. You know what I'm saying? And you show
yeah,
what you can. You push your kind of stuff to the limit. You don't just say, all right, well, you don't just give up something that's easy. Like, it's a time where you just kind of fast and reflect from something that just to show that self control and discipline. And redirect attention to other places, whatever that may be. You know.
yeah. No, I agree with you, man. It's a wild statement, being that, especially with Lent, because when you look at it, I mean, that's like clockwork, every year. I mean, every year, you've got after, what is it, Ash Wednesday, and
Mm-hmm.
then leading up to, Good Friday and the Palm Sunday and Good Friday and Easter Sunday and things like that. And even with the school systems, kind of, centering, their spring break, around, like where Easter's falling. I mean, to ask that question, is Lent still a thing, That's a wild statement. I don't know if it was, said for shock value, or if that person was, really sincere in their question. It's that one just has me, scratching my head, because that's
Yeah.
a really wild statement to make.
Yeah, I didn't know how to. First, I was sitting there thinking, I was like, how do I respond to this motherfucker? What do I say? Like, do I have to process it, right? And figure out. But yeah, man, just went straight into a smooth conversation. I was sitting there like, what the fuck? It's just wild, man. People out here, like I said, but again, I bet, they know all the TikTok dances and all that stuff and nonsense. I'm saying, they're like, but you're gonna ask me if Lent's a real thing? It should just threw me off, man. Folks is wild out here, dog. Folks is wild.
Yeah. I mean, that's pretty much, all you can say, man. I mean, folks are wild. The world is wild. Folks' priorities are wild. I mean, there's no rhyme and reason for most of the stuff, and it's sad, because with everything going on, it's like these days you're not really surprised by too much, because it's like when you think you've seen it all, it's like bam, you haven't seen this yet, and then there's something
You
else,
constantly waiting for something new.
right behind it. I mean, it makes no sense, because I know a lot of the talk here is about Ramadan coming up, because Ramadan starts next month.
Mm-hmm.
And it'll be interesting, of experiencing Ramadan in a predominantly Muslim country, of seeing how all that plays out, with the work ethic, the restaurants, the activities, things like that. Because of course, here in Dubai, is it's like 80, 85, 87% expats. So folks who are not Emirati. So seeing, how, the country works with, the Muslim population, celebrating Ramadan, while you have, the expats, kind of still doing their thing. So it'll definitely be interesting, because I know, things, slow down a lot.
Yeah.
And in the evenings, it's like, once the sun goes down, it's like I'm told, the big, I don't want to say festivals, but they're big gatherings of, breaking fast and the different things you see. So, it will be an interesting experience out here.
Yeah, I imagine. Yeah, let us know what that's about. Because it is, I am interested to see how they celebrate it. You know what I'm saying? How they celebrate Ramadan versus the states. And
Yeah.
again, I'm sure especially with it with that being the majority. I'm interested to see how that is.
Yeah, exactly, for sure. But before we get out of here, I know I had one more thing to bring up, and then I'll turn it over to you. So I saw that your guy Russell Wilson has been traded to the Denver Broncos, because I know at the end of last season, there was a lot of talk about, is Russell going to stay in Seattle? Is Russell going to move to a bigger market that's more favorable for his wife's career, because her career kind of been on hold in the Northeast.
Yeah.
And then I see that Russell Wilson is going to Denver, and I'm like, all right, I can see the quarterback move in Denver, but I'm trying to see how that is beneficial at all to his spouse, because I can see New York, you know not to say everybody is rushing to try to get New York, the Giants or the Jets to play ball, because I mean the Jets have kind of been hit or miss, for quite some time.
Yeah.
Giants can go, either way. Of course, they're in the NFC East. Now it's like, maybe Atlanta, because, Matty Ice looks like, Father Time is catching up with him.
Yeah.
You got a decent, receiving core down there. But Denver, I'm like, what's really going on in Denver?
Yeah, I didn't get that move. I just I can see just Denver looking for a quarterback, but I just didn't see that move happening. That move was Look, I thought the whole reason for him, being traded or looking for different opportunities was for that, right?
Yeah,
We kind of touched that before. What would you do? What sacrifices would you do for your spouse, right? And what are you willing to
yeah,
do? And so it's
exactly.
interesting. It's interesting that him going to Denver, and I don't know. I want to see how he fits in with that offense, and see if he can make some things happen. You know, so I don't know. But I'm not even a Denver fan. I'll keep it 100. You know what I'm saying? Like they ain't in the league, but I don't sit there.
Yeah.
They're not in my division, so I'm just like Denver, whatever. All right. So
Nah,
we shall see. We shall see. I mean, I wasn't expecting that
exactly.
trade.
Nah. Now, back in the day, I had a lot of respect for Shanahan when he was out there
Hmm.
because it seems like, man, he was just churning out running backs.
Yeah.
Because I remember when the Washington football team, and I'm still trying to get a grip on the new name, so I'm gonna just stick with Washington football team because I finally got that one down packed. But I remember when Clinton Portis, came from Denver, to Washington, and man did this thing for a while. I was like, all right, I like this. Got a solid running game because they were known for having a running game and the hogs and things like that. So yeah, but that's about as far as my admiration of Denver goes. It stops right there. The backs when Shanahan was there, but I mean, I guess we'll see what happens. I mean, it's always something different in the league with the coaching carousel or players going to another team. So it's one of those wait and sees. We'll wait and see exactly how this plays out, how it looks, what
Yeah.
happens. Because right now, face value, it's like a trade. I mean, him going over there, it's like,
Yeah.
okay, thought he was going somewhere else. He's there, so we'll see what happens.
Let's see what happens. See what happens. So yeah, I'm not. Let's wait for that season to come up. But as always, it's the boys' year this year coming up.
Every year.
As always, every year it's our year. Every year, we take it from there. That's how I feel about it. You know.
You know what? Since y'all didn't had enough rain in DMV this week, I'm not gonna rain on your parade. I'm gonna let you throw your little statement out there, and I'm gonna let you have a moment of sunshine. As the sun comes up over my shoulders, I'm gonna let you have a moment of sunshine to put your yearly sentiment out there that this is the boys' year because you Cowboys fans, every year is your year. I like the mind state. I like where you're going with it, but like I said, I'm not gonna rain on your parade this week. Now, next week, I'll be back in my old ways, throwing jabs at the boys. But this week, I'm good.
Hey, stay loyal to the core. That's how it goes. Loyal to the core.
So, before we get out of here, man, anything else on your mind this week?
Nah, just like you said, whether people want to rain on my parade or not, continue doing this, it's a little meditating, enjoying life, taking it in, day at a time, and just chilling, man. Just like I said, it's a lot of good stuff brewing. Weather's about to change and break, hopefully. So, just getting out here and seeing what's up, networking, doing what we got to do.
That's what I
Enjoying my
like
new
to hear.
diffuser. That's what I'm out, man. About to be in the back, just chilling. Cooling out.
Yeah, exactly. I think I'm gonna do the same. Figure if it's 100 degrees outside, it should be pool weather. So
There you
may
go.
taking a dip in the pool, man, and still trying to get this Wi-Fi down in the crib, man. You go
Mm.
upstairs, too many dead spots. It's about to get some extenders and do some work in here and see what I can do. All these smart TVs, need the internet. I'm sitting here trying to watch something and buffering. It's like, come on, man, I can't have that. So definitely about to get
Yeah.
on my tech savvy kick
Nah, I dig it.
this weekend to get things up and running. But I will say it does feel so much better watching shows on a 65 inch. because for 2 months, watching shows on an iPad or a MacBook Air, man, you truly forget what it looks like to just sit back on the couch and watch something in 4K versus leaning into the iPad to see things, man. 'Cause you definitely can't sit back on the iPad, man. You sit back on the iPad, you be missing whole scenes. Everything just, you're constantly hitting that little 30-second back button to see what you missed, man. So
Yeah.
So we'll see. So that's about it, man.
That's what's up. That's what's up.
Oh, before we get out of here, shout out to Shisha to you. Don't forget you can follow them on IG. Definitely get with them folks. YouTube, you can check us out. Definitely leave comments. Let us know what you're thinking. Don't forget, you can follow us on Twitter at End the Pod. Leave comments, feedback, leave recommendations in regards to different brands, blends, flavors. Let us know. We'll try it out. If you said something that you disagree with, drop us a comment on there. I mean, we're open to communication and conversation. So we don't shy away from it. As you know, we're two highly opinionated individuals, and we don't mind giving you our opinion, but we also don't mind listening to your opinion. And last but not least, don't forget to clean out those hookahs, after every use, rinse it out, clean it out, so that way when you're ready to smoke the next time, everything is nice, fresh, prepared for you, and you get yourself a good smoke. So appreciate y'all for kicking it with us.
As always, if you stay ready, you ain't got to get ready. Click, like, and subscribe.
Hustle 5 Ways Radio.